name is Justin Nichols, and I represent the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, or AFSCME, here in Arkansas. I'm here with a few other local organizations, and we're here today to talk to you about jobs, or really the need for jobs. We're here to call upon our elected officials, not just the federally elected officials, but all of them from mayors up to the governor, to ask them to fight hard for job creation in America, and especially in Arkansas. We need to call on Senators Blanche Lincoln and Mark Pryor to do what they can to create jobs here in Arkansas. When they're up in Washington discussing this, we expect them to work hard on creating jobs, but also to reinvest in our state and local governments to help keep hardworking Arkansans on the payroll. Mark Zandi, the chief economist for Moody'sEconomy.com and a former advisor to Senator John McCain, found that the most effective way to stimulate local economies and increase job creation is to insert federal assistance directly into the state programs that have been struggling. The return is direct and immediate. Every dollar that the federal government invests in state and local assistance produces a return of $1.41 in the local economy, creating jobs and saving jobs in schools, hospitals, and police departments, and preserving critical public services and infrastructure needs. That's exactly the kind of economic growth that Arkansas and Little Rock needs to rebound. Without this investment, the picture is bleak. States and cities are now left to cut their way out of the crisis. Local officials are slashing budgets, and that means dramatic losses in jobs and services that create a ripple effect throughout the entire local economy. It also means changes that most cities aren't prepared to handle. Take Colorado Springs. The second largest city in Colorado is reeling from massive cuts to public services. To cope, the local government is making changes that are impossible to ignore. Cops, firefighters, detectives, parks employees, and community instructors are getting laid off at an unsustainable pace. There's no money to water and cut the grass on public lands. Parents are struggling to find places to leave their children now that daycare centers are closing the doors in record numbers. Even streetlights are shutting off in order to save the city on energy costs and bulb replacement. These aren't just inconveniences. As economist Zandi remarks, these kinds of cuts that cripple local education, public safety, and transportation will be a, quote, serious drag on the economy at just the wrong time. This is why we have to do something now.
Good morning, and I appreciate y'all being out here today, and we stand on the steps of our great state capitol to remind our legislatures that we need to put Arkansas back to work. My name is Roark, and I'm the son of a Vietnam veteran. I'm the husband of a woman in the service industry, and I'm the father of a public school child, and I'm also a public school teacher. I'm pleased to join the call for a robust jobs bill from our senators and from our good folks in Congress, one that can help the state of Arkansas weather the current budget storm, and more importantly, give back to our neighbors a sense of honor and decency that comes from earning a paycheck. Prior to the passage of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, what we commonly known as the stimulus package, our country was shedding 20,000 jobs a day. Job losses have stabilized, but today thousands of Arkansans and millions of Americans nationwide are still out of work. To make matters worse, Arkansas will face a budget shortfall of hundreds of millions of dollars this year and into the next year, which means that vital services are on the chopping block at a time when they're needed most by the hard-working neighbors that make up our cities and small towns. And according to the new report on AFSCME that is releasing today, unless we act now, this state's deficit is going to have devastating consequences for our community safety and our kids' health. Next year, we will see millions of dollars cut to education, laid off teachers, and bigger class sizes. And we'll see big cuts to healthcare services, which offer assistance to parents and grandparents of Arkansans, which after a lifetime of service, we owe them. The truth is, this recession is much deeper than anyone has imagined. And unless we act now to stave off the budget shortfall and get people back to work, it's going to start unraveling again. Economists project that unless the federal government invests resources in the states and cities to avoid budget shortfalls, 900,000 Americans will lose their jobs this year, and more than 3 million in both the public and private sectors will be out of work by 2012. Fortunately, I've lost my work. We can address these, ladies and gentlemen. These budget shortfalls by reinvesting in our service industries. With this reinvestment, ladies and gentlemen, we have the opportunity to save jobs as opposed to cut them now. We can save these jobs today, prepare ourselves for a better future, not only for the current employees of the service industry, but for our kids and our grandkids. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're talking about creating jobs in Arkansas. We're talking about rebuilding our infrastructure. No kids should be going to school right now in a portable building. This money that we're asking for in jobs would help assist them in getting the infrastructure in schools. We need more teachers, not less teachers. We need more construction and transportation, highways, jobs that puts the money back into circulation. It turns it back into it quicker. Yes, small business needs assistance too. It's one thing we're asking Senator Lincoln, Senator Pryor, and our Congressman to do is get us a jobs bill that will bring this to Arkansas and to the rest of the United States. It's time that both parties got together and came out with a jobs bill that does what we need. The last part of the stimulus money has worked some, but it's not enough. We're in a time now we need it more than ever, or else we're going to continue barreling down. Families will be having more and more trouble to be able to decide whether or not they're going to have groceries on the table or paying their electric bill, their medicine, health care. We need that action now. We're asking senators once again, please give us a jobs bill and a good jobs bill. Thank you.
My name is Candice Smith, and I am the Federal Budget and Tax Policy Director for Arkansas Advocates for Children and Families. This President's Day, I am standing on our state capitol's front steps to make an important request of Congress on behalf of our state and our most vulnerable children and families. Giving additional aid to states through a 6-month extension of funding for Medicaid and unemployment benefits for workers are among the most effective steps available to policymakers, providing a high bang for the buck in terms of boosting our economy, as well as preventing layoffs and preserving jobs, or even creating jobs. Congress should work to quickly add significant state fiscal relief and extend the length of unemployment benefits to the recovery legislation that it enacts. And we encourage our congressmen in Washington, D.C., who represent the state of Arkansas, to work to make sure that this happens before our state legislators return home from their first fiscal session. Providing additional relief to Arkansas and our workers could alleviate the need for our state lawmakers to close budget gaps by making significant cuts to programs that support low and moderate income children and their families. Thank you.
So we have been here for over a year. We came here originally to work on the Employee Free Choice Act for working class people. That campaign rolled over into healthcare reform for working class people, and now Working America is going all over the state, knocking on doors, trying to push the jobs agenda also for working class people in this state. The consistent theme has been working class people, and we feel that certain individuals have forgotten about working class people in this state. Plenty of jobs are missing from this state. People are hurt right now, trying to create more jobs, trying to make sure that the quality of life for working class and middle class individuals improve. We're going to continue to knock on doors. We're going to continue to work with our affiliates here to improve the state of the economy here in this state. We pray to God that this agenda gets moved forward and that we can make lives better here within the state of Arkansas. Thank you.
I'm the chair of the Arkansas Interfaith Alliance, and I'm here to call on our U.S. congressional delegation to support this jobs creation legislation. It's important to remember that a good job is also a spiritual issue, and so many of our folks today don't know where their next meal might come from, or how they're going to pay their prescriptions, or how they're going to pay utilities, or buy clothes for their families, or be able to afford to keep their house payment. It really is a spiritual issue because it affects their lives. So we're calling on and asking our U.S. congressional delegation to stand up for good jobs, to put people back to work so that that those who have worked hard and played by the rules can truly share in the American dream, and the importance of that to the faith community, and the importance of this spiritual issue to help move our country and our people forward. Thank you.